Welcome everybody officially to another session of Yoga. I'm Shay Brandt and I will be your instructor. Go ahead and close your eyes here. Find that nice position of ease. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears and down your spine a couple of times, bringing your eyes to close, and start to take your attention inward to your breath. Slow, controlled inhales through the nose and out the nose or mouth, whatever feels like it's calling to you most today. Trying to find center. Root down through your sit bones, sit up nice and tall. If you'd like, you can find a little sway until you're ready to settle into stillness. Sometimes we have restless energy that we need to move out the body, and that is okay. We breathe slow and deep down into our low belly, filling our stomach with as much air as possible. Feeling the expansion in all four directions, engaging the diaphragm, and holding that breath at the top for a few seconds before a slow, intentional release back out through the nose or mouth. This is your Ujjayi breath, meaning ocean breath. And the only reason we call it that is because it mimics the noise of an ocean wave as it crests, holds, and then starts to crash towards the shore. If that visual helps anchor your attention, please feel free to apply it in your mind's eye. There are so many different metaphors and visuals we can pull in as we breathe to ground our attention. This is just one option. Focus on relaxing, letting the shoulders drop down away from the ears, dissolving tension in your face, especially that little space between your eyebrows where we tend to knit. Let it unfurrow, let your jaw untense, the tongue hang loose. And invite that relaxation into each cell of your body as you focus on it running down through the neck, shoulders, arms, belly, legs, and toes. With your next inhale, I invite you to take your arms out to the sides of the room, palms facing up, and then lift them up over your head, bringing the hands together. Exhale them down as one unit to your heart. Bow your chin to your chest. And set an intention for today's class, dedicating your flow to someone or something in which you place your trust. How can we honor this thing, this person, this concept today? Express gratitude. With your next inhale, reach your hands back up overhead, and then open your arms out to a T once again. Again, palms facing up towards the sky. You're then going to swoop your hands into the center, crossing each other, and grab your elbows. Your elbows come down and grab your shoulders, and then you're going to lift your elbows up towards your nose, and then let that fall. Move with your breath. It's slow. We lift, and then we exhale down. Inhale to lift. Exhale down. One last one on the side. Exhale down, and once you get all the way down, go ahead and open those hands once more, and you're going to shift which hand is on top. Elbows start down, deep breath, lift. And exhale, let them fall. You might notice some discrepancies between sides, that's normal. Don't push it, don't lift the shoulders up into the ears. We're lifting the elbows, but not the shoulders themselves. Moving with breath, we're going to try to explore a little bit mobility in the shoulder capsule. And this is our last one here. Bring the elbows all the way down and then open the hands. Once again, we're going to swing that right hand across the body, hooking the opposite wrist, and keeping the shoulder grounded down away from the ears. You're going to look right over it. Deep breaths being sent into the shoulder area. Trying to help it relax, especially on that exhale. Everything is slow and controlled. One more breath in. Exhale, release. We're going to open up once more. And we're going to switch sides. Keep that shoulder grounded down away from the ears. Gaze out over it. A little bit of leverage from that wrist as it pulls. Keeping everything very gentle. Focus on your breath and on relaxing the shoulder capsule as much as you can. One more deep breath. Exhale, release. We're going to open those arms one more time, and as you exhale, you're going to round through the upper back, bow chin to chest, inhale to open, and exhale 2 more times, round that upper back, inhale to open, last one. Moving with breath, inhale to open, and then go ahead and bring your hands down. We're going to grab our strap at this point. So you can go ahead and unroll it. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the strap to be able to get a little bit deeper into the shoulder stretch. So what it's going to look like is this. You can take that strap behind the back, so over one shoulder. And what you're going to do is this hand is going to lift up so that the fist comes right about to that mid-back as far as you can. And you're going to press that opposite one to reach. So if you can't make it very far, it might look more like this. If you can see from the back, more space in the strap. But the goal is to get your fists as close together as you can while not collapsing in. We're staying open through the chest. And once again, just finding our breath and breathing into that shoulder capsule. Slow things down. Feel free to close your eyes. And if you gain more mobility over time, you'll notice that your hands will be able to creep a little bit closer together. Again, we want to do this without moving those elbows in towards the body. We're staying nice and open, tall, lifted. And then you can go ahead and release. We're going to switch sides. So swing that right over that back shoulder. Once again, elbow up. And then we're going to grab the strap from behind. This is my weaker side, my less flexible side. They're one and the same. And so I can't get as close hands together here. You might find an imbalance of your own. Just a good opportunity to get in touch with your body, learn a little bit more about its capabilities, where you need to work. Keep both shoulders rotated down and open. take that strap and you can just set it over to the side, wherever you can easily access it later in today's flow. We're now going to roll up over the knees and come into our all fours quadruped position, wrists beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips, and begin to find a little bit of a roll through the body. You can feel into your shoulders, your back, your neck, your hips. What needs your love and attention during today's flow? And when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and ground into stillness to begin our little cat-cow. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, round through the spine, lift it up towards the sky, press into the hands, tuck the tailbone, and then as you inhale, your belly comes down towards the mat as your heart and tailbone lift. Exhale, one vertebrae at a time. Move into cat, blow all the air out of your belly. And then inhale. Find cow. 2 more times to the beat of your own breath. And after this last cow, we're going to go ahead and find neutral. Once again, belly button slightly tucked into the spine. Deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, you're going to look over your left shoulder as you sweep your hips in the opposite direction. Okay? And then inhale, we're coming back to center, and exhale over to the other side. It's a very gentle flow back and forth. Resetting in the middle every time for this little twist. One more time to each side. And meeting in the middle whenever you're ready. Once you're there, you're going to keep your hips aligned over your knee crease, and then in that nice 90-degree angle with the heels, and begin to slowly walk your hands forward, releasing your heart down towards the mat, forehead down towards the mat. This here is puppy pose. Somewhat of a mimic of our downward facing dog, with those shins down. Your forehead should meet the mat, your heart should be aiming to sink towards the mat. So keeping your back safe by keeping your core engaged, belly button to spine, and that nice 90-degree angle between your glutes, knee crease, and heels. Deep breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. And when you're ready, ground into your forearms and begin to shift your weight forward. So hips come down, and then release one leg at a time, hip width apart behind you. As you lift your chest up, keeping lots of groundedness through those forearms. Release your glutes. You don't want any tension there. You can do so by rocking your hips into the mat. But reach through the crown of the head in this beautiful regal pose. This is Sphinx. You should feel the stretch right above your low back. Slowly begin to release the heart down as your hands shift right beneath the shoulders. If you need to take a scooch back, feel free to do so. Hands should be on the mat right beneath your shoulders. Roll your shoulders into your ears and then down your back so you keep them in a nice good position. And on your next breath, use your core, back, and glutes to peel your heart away from the mat. And then exhale, come down. This is baby cobra. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, Barely any weight in the fingers. Exhale, melt forward. And last time, inhale, lift. Exhale, melt forward. Take your hands out, away from the mat, so about 6 inches or so out. Spider webbing the fingers down into the mat, and then once again, roll your shoulders down and back to set your position. Deep breath, we're gonna lift, barely any weight in the hands. And exhale, melt forward. This time we're gonna look over that right shoulder. Exhale, melt back to center. Inhale, left shoulder. Exhale, melt forward. Inhale, right. Exhale, melt forward. Inhale, left. Exhale, melt forward. And then go ahead and take your hands in. Lap them on top of the other. Take one ear down to that little pillow you just made and relax. Take a little breather. Take your sight line back to center now. We're going to actually take the arms out in front of us in a Y, so at a slight angle. Your feet should be about hip width apart. Point your toes so that you anchor the tops of your feet into the mat. Again, we're going to use our glutes, our core, and our back, so squeeze belly button to spine. And on this next breath, we're going to lift and exhale, slowly lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale, slowly lower. We've got 3 more. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale to lift. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release into that pillow, ear to the center. Take a little break. And you're going to go ahead and place your hands back beneath your shoulders. Rotate those shoulders up and back to set your position. Press back. And then open your knees. Bring your big toes together for child's pose. Activate your child's pose by reaching those fingertips forward as far as they can go. You should feel a lengthening in your spine. Release your forehead down. Give it a little rock back and forth. You should feel a big stretch in your armpits, an opening of the hips, lengthening of the spine as you breathe in, and a relaxation flood the body as you exhale. Beautiful job. Slowly walk the hands back towards the body. We're going to set those shins hip width apart. Come back into all fours very briefly, then flip the toes down into the mat. Lift and press into your first downward facing dog of class. You can pedal out your feet as you always do. Make sure that you have a really strong position in the front of your body. You've stretched out those shoulders, been working into that back. Pay attention as you're here, your heart pressing back towards your upper thighs. Lots of strength, pressing the mat away from you with your hands. Inner elbows rotated towards each other. And when you're ready, find stillness, little soft bend in the knees. Your heels releasing down towards the mat with gravity. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, walk your hands back towards your feet at the back of your mat and release the heart onto the upper thighs. Heel toe the feet a little bit wider than hip width apart, and you're going to grab opposite elbows for ragdoll pose. So lots of weight in your heels, counterbalance by that weight that's hanging forward. Breathe. Maybe you want to add a little rock back and forth here with the arms, a sway. release the fingertips down. Heel toe the feet together to touch. And inhale into halfway lift. Heart reaching forward, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle sweep, leading with the heart. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, we're going to lift the hands up overhead. Exhale, fold. And slowly walk the hands towards the front of the mat, finding plank pose. If you need to modify plank, you can release the shins and the tops of the feet. Otherwise, you're holding this position for a beat. Engaging the core, pressing down through those hands. Feel your shoulders, feel your back. We're going to hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, find downward facing dog. You can walk the toes in a little bit more. And then slowly from down dog, we're going to ripple the spine forward into plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, ripple forward to plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, ripple forward to plank, one vertebrae at a time. Exhale, down dog. And now release the shins and the tops of the feet. Reaching the fingertips forward. Breathe. And then slowly walk the hands back towards your torso. We're going to roll onto one side and come to lay on our backs. Excellent job, guys. All right. From here, we're going to work into our spines a little bit more. So go ahead and extend your right leg long as you pull your left knee in towards your body. The knee can hug right to the center of the chest or slightly out towards that same side armpit. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and grab that knee with your opposite hand and slowly allow it to collapse across your body as you ground your left hand into the ground to the side of you. So you're making kind of a half T, keeping your shoulder blades on the ground below. And if you'd like to intensify this stretch at all, you can straighten that left leg. So it's crossing at an angle. I don't have enough space to demonstrate it up here right now. But if you can do it without interrupting your neighbor, you can play around. Slowly pull that left knee back to center. Give it a nice little hug in and then release it long. Pulling the right knee now into the center body or slightly out to that same side armpit. You can take this transition as slowly as you'd like. But when you're ready, you can grab that knee with the opposite hand and gently pull across the body as you take your gaze in the opposite direction. So right hand out to that half T, palm facing down, shoulder blades flat. And if you'd like to advance the stretch, you can feel free to straighten that right leg. When you're ready, you can pull that knee back into the center of the body and then bring the left knee in to meet it. Little rolls back and forth, massaging that low back area. Deep sips of air in through the belly and out. As we move into final Shavasana at your own pace, you can release your heels to the wide edges of your mat and allow your arms to drape along either side, palms facing up towards the sky, walking your shoulder blades down and flat away from your ears. And taking these final moments to fully surrender to presence. Back to your intention, that someone or something in which you place your trust. That gratitude. Let it drift back to the front of your mind if it's not already. And allow your attention to be on breath, presence, and this intention. Begin to bring some life back into the body. A stretch, a little wiggle in the fingers and the toes, a big stretch in each direction. Hands above the head, toes together. And when you're ready to make your way back up into seated position, you can roll onto one side, tucking the knees up towards the chest in the fetal position. And then use that top facing hand to press the torso all the way up. The safest way to return upright. Thank you all for joining me today, for giving yourselves the gift of 30 minutes of mindfulness and movement. As always, it's my pleasure to serve as your instructor, and I hope that your upper bodies leave feeling a little bit more limber, ready to tackle the day. I'm always here if you have questions. And with that, I'm going to send you away. Namaste, loves. See you next time.